Did you know over 40 million Americans live under HOAs, and more than half say they regret it? Now imagine this. What if the group meant to protect your community was actually trying to destroy your life? Because that's exactly what my HOA tried to do to me. My name is Daniel Reyes. I've lived in Meadow Ridge for almost 8 years. I paid my dues on time, planted trees, kept my lawn clean. I was the definition of a quiet neighbor. But everything changed the day our HOA crowned a new president, a woman named Karen Whitmore, and yes, she lived up to the name. At first, it was small things. A warning for leaving my trash can out 12 minutes past regulation time. A $75 fine because my lawn color was not uniform with community standards. An email suggesting I repaint my completely fine fence because it visually disrupted community cohesion. It was annoying, but survivable, until the day I received a letter taped to my door in bold red ink. Final notice. Your property is in violation of Section 14C, unauthorized structure. Remove immediately or face legal consequences. The unauthorized structure? A small garden shed that had been there since before I even bought the home. I showed them the documents. I showed them the inspection report. I showed them photos from the listing. They didn't care. And then things escalated from annoying to terrifying. One morning, I woke up to find 2 HOA patrol trucks parked on my driveway and 3 people with clipboards circling my property like vultures. They took photos of everything. My windows, my backyard, even through the gaps in my fence. It felt less like a community and more like surveillance. The final straw? A letter claiming I owed $4,368 in accumulated fines, none of which I'd ever been notified about. That's when I realized this wasn't about rules. This was harassment. I wasn't going down without a fight. I spent nights digging through HOA bylaws, state housing regulations, community contracts, even past lawsuits against HOAs in other towns. And guess what? I discovered 3 major things. 1. My shed was legally approved in the original HOA blueprint, meaning their fines were invalid. 2. The HOA was violating state law by inspecting my property without 72-hour notice, which is actually illegal in my state. 3. They had altered community rules without getting the required 67% homeowner vote, meaning half their new rules were completely unenforceable. The more I read, the angrier I became. They weren't just being petty, they were breaking the law. So I documented everything. Emails, photos, video recordings, even the timestamps of their unauthorized inspections. Then I tried to resolve it peacefully. I requested a meeting. Denied. I wrote an appeal. Ignored. I asked for the homeowners' voting records. They told me it was classified. That's when it clicked. They were hiding something. And people who hide things get exposed. The moment everything changed was a random Tuesday morning. I came home from work and found a bright orange sticker plastered across my front door. Eviction proceedings initiated. Non-compliance with HOA enforcement. They were actually trying to kick me out of my own home. I stood there frozen, my hands shaking, my heart pounding. I had 2 choices: roll over and let them ruin my life, or fight back. So I called a lawyer. I didn't know whether I'd win. I didn't know if I'd lose everything. But I knew one thing. I wasn't letting an HOA bully me. Not anymore. And that night, at exactly 11:47 p.m., I emailed my attorney. Let's do it. Filed a lawsuit. Tension discoveries setbacks reveals courtroom drama. Part 1, discovery begins 3 minutes. My lawyer uncovered financial irregularities. Unauthorized fee increases. Missing community funds. And worse, bribery between board members for construction contracts. Anonymous letters. HOA patrols parked outside my home overnight. A fake noise complaint filed at 3 a.m. Every move I made was watched. Turns out, I wasn't the first victim. 5 other homeowners stepped forward with similar stories. Fines, harassment, threats. Suddenly, the case wasn't just mine. It became a fight for the entire neighborhood. The HOA president sat there, arms crossed, acting like she owned the place. But then my lawyer showed. The original blueprint with the shed approval, photos of the unauthorized inspections, missing vote records, financial documents with thousands gone. The judge raised his eyebrows so high I thought they'd fly off. The HOA lawyer tried everything. Miscommunication, clerical error, homeowner misunderstanding. But the evidence? It was undeniable. When the judge spoke, his voice echoed through the room. The HOA acted outside its legal authority. All fines are dismissed. Homeowner fees must be refunded, and the board is hereby dissolved for investigation. Karen's face? Priceless. I walked out of that courtroom feeling 10 pounds lighter. Not only did I win, not only did I keep my home, not only did the fines disappear, but the HOA president was removed. A state audit was launched, and our community voted in a brand new board, transparent, reasonable, fair. Justice wasn't just served, it was delivered with interest. If you've ever dealt with a power-tripping HOA, I want to hear your story. Drop in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want more real-life battles like this, make sure you subscribe. This channel is all about exposing the truth behind HOAs, bad neighbors, and everyday fights most people are too afraid to talk about.